We were gonna take the train, but it's too cold.
We need an Uber. Ooh, new background unlocked.
So we're here, and we said we would come back for a big video. I'll say, how about this?
Well, we're leaving the U.S.
Yes. Well, yeah. Let's actually have a soundbite of us saying
what the heck?
that.
Okay.
We're leaving the U.S.
Wait,
We're leaving the U.S. Okay. We're not gonna say where just yet. That's coming in the next video, obviously. But we wanted to have this precursor / announcement because it's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, for us to even say like, oh yeah, we're leaving the U.S. Like to even make this video at all, it's taken I don't even know how many years in the making to just kind of get to a point in our lives where we feel ready to be embarking on something like this.
Mm-hmm. And you'll see. I think even our video style will change. I mean, it's obviously still us, but
well, already this video style, like I said, new background unlocked. Like things are slowly starting to change already.
But it's gonna continue to change. We're gonna be trying different things, new things, as we're in a new place completely.
Yeah, so I guess a little short and sweet history is that both of us, even before we met, have grown up traveling around as kids, but mainly because we come from military families. So our parents were in the military. So is this even something that we say?
We could say that.
The families that we grew up in, even before we met, were both in the military. So, and that's, the US military. So we traveled around as kids, and that really shaped a lot of our experiences and a lot of just how we think about the world, being able to see a different life outside of physically America. We moved to America around the same time. I mean, you a little later than me, but around the same time, our own families kind of lined up almost around the same time. And so we have been physically here ever since.
We've been interested in traveling for a bit, but there were some mental blocks and things to get over. I think more spoke for me specifically.
It's kind of easy to settle here. Once you're here, it's pretty easy to settle here, and that was the case for a lot of people surrounding me. Was that a lot of people settled down where they were. After a certain point, it felt like, okay, the only newness I can get is just kind of going to the bigger city of whatever state I'm in. Another thing too was just like mental blocks and emotional blocks.
You don't want to keep living small. So it's a balanced thing that we're talking about here, is because I don't want to focus on the negative either, but I think just to touch on it, to be real, to be honest, if you're in the US, I think it's been getting increasingly difficult, the cost of living, and there's this sense that this place really is the best of the best, when I'm not saying that it's bad, but I think there's so much more of the world out there.
And that isn't to say that we're not aware that every single place has its ups and its downs.
Yes.
Has its good and it also really messed up parts. We've only been able to experience American versions of that. We would like to welcome learning about other places and living in other places to see for ourselves what the good and the bad are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree completely. We're gonna be leaving in a headspace of positivity, wanting to explore new places and be in new environments, while also recognizing that there's always going to be challenging realities no matter where we go, whether it's in the US or abroad.
I don't view it at all as a vacation, because the majority of the time we actually like to live and immerse ourselves, learning more local norms, or local way of living in any one place that we visit. If it's a place where English isn't the main language, it's we want to try to learn or kind of challenge ourselves to see how much can we get around with context clues, body language, trying to pick up some language things along the way. In these times, it can feel so isolating to see how other places in the world are dealing with things, and it can feel like, oh, maybe I'll just hunker down, and maybe we're doing the opposite right now, which is actually no, we want to explore even more.
Yeah, there's a million reasons not to, but the one reason is because you want to, and we want to. So we're excited, and we know that it's going to be weird to be surrounded by non-Americans, non-English speakers for the first time in a very long time, and navigate that on our own. But we welcome it, and we're going to be documenting it and talking about it.
It's funny because the learning hasn't even been limited to when we're physically in the places that we want to go, but already, just like as we're setting things up, we are learning and experiencing a lot of the bureaucracies that are in place on an international level. So obviously we're experiencing like policies and specific things for America, and then like having to translate a lot of things in other places that we're looking into traveling. That's like kind of what we're getting at. We're not going to be like, oh, it's all sunshine and rainbows. We are learning so much already, and already facing a lot of humbling moments.
Yeah, processes that could be made much easier. We even questioned their existence at all. I'm like, well, does it need to be this hard?
Yeah. I've had to really admit to myself that in my heart of hearts and at my core, I never really aspired for many traditional things. Whatever conventional, traditional thing you can think of, I usually strayed from that anyways. And so I am like, well, here you go. It might not make sense on paper, but I'm not really someone who cares about on paper things anymore. That's why for me, I am very excited about this journey ahead and just want to document all of it, just want to share all the ups and downs. There's going to be a lot of ups, just as much as there's gonna be a lot of downs, and I really think that that's something to be honest about with these kinds of videos.
For me, I think I had a lot of my identity tied to my family, and I think that's the case for a lot of people, and it took a lot of courage to decide that I need to figure out who I am outside of them. Since I've been going on this journey, I think I was inspired by your interest in eventually just like you want to leave the US and just see other places, and I was able to finally get to that point myself too, where I realized, yeah, I don't want to live small either. I get this calling from the world. I'm feeling this calling, and you are too. And our focus nowadays has been to bring in as much joy as possible into our lives. We know this idea about like what you focus on is what's going to continue coming into your life, so we want to focus on what excites us and what brings us joy.
We're very excited for this time and to see what comes of it for the people who have subscribed so far, because I know that there's some people who I don't know who've subscribed to this. There are more subscribers than I thought would happen, and so I'm very happy about that. We're very happy about that. So yes. You're gonna see a lot of changes and a lot of growth from us on this channel, and we hope that you enjoy our upcoming series of traveling around, some podcasts, more eating, more doing, more sharing.
Yeah.
A lot of traffic, but that's why we're early. We made it to the airport.
Yeah. All right, well, we will see you soon, Chicago.
Bye-bye. So there was a lot of traffic. Luckily, we made it. Sometimes it does pay to be from an immigrant family.
I know, yeah, we're 3 hours early, but we still gotta go through TSA. So
here we go.
Find out where we're going soon. Does it not like, yay, like and subscribe, comment what you think.
And we'll see you very soon.
Very soon. We're very excited.